It's got vegetables in it.
Okay, so in my defense this time, Abacus, I did make notes, so let's do this.
Oh, we got notes this time.
2, 1. All right, I want to welcome everybody out to our second cast of Airsoft Table Talk. Usually we like to introduce ourselves. I'll start it off. I'm Josh First of First Fire Industries. And let's go around the table.
I'm Eric Kruger with DMZ Airsoft.
I'm Brewer. I play with Shadowpack Airsoft, Milsim.
I'm Abacus, and I also play on Shadowpack with Mr. Brewer.
Abacus. We can't call you by your real
Oh,
name.
Neil Santos. That's right. I forget. People never refer to me by my real name anymore.
So, all right. So we're going to take another set of topics tonight and discuss them amongst ourselves. I think this one is actually it's not as hot of a topic, but it's
Entertaining?
very entertaining because a lot of people are on one side of the fence or the other. We don't really have any fence setters on it. But is Airsoft LARPing? Live action role play for people who aren't familiar with what LARPing is.
Well, maybe you should start out by defining what people perceive as the
Okay,
difference
so
between LARPing and not LARPing.
let's define LARPing. So we'll ask, Brewer,
So
you have some experience in this.
You bet. Having been on the field, I guess you could say, or in game for multiple live scale gaming adventures, fantasy through military simulation. Ooh, we're putting on equipment in Milsim. I'm going to use that term really loosely because there's a lot of disagreement on that term. We're wearing a uniform. We're wearing a specific kit targeted at the game because it's a game, right? And we're going to go play a role. You might be a rifleman. You might be a radio operator. You might be a driver. You might be some portion of the command structure. It's a role.
You're dead to me.
Live action role playing. We fit the bill.
No, we don't.
I get that you can have an opinion contrary, but explain it to me why it's different.
I'll wrap it all up in one sentence, basically, and then we'll go on from that. But really, I can end it with one sentence. Because at no point in any other, live action role-playing game, if you're playing Nero or Antguard or SCA or any of those other things, at no point in any of those other games do you get to play a character as awesome as me.
Right, and the only person
But
who
acting
can
out
play that.
your deepest, darkest desires is saying those things to all the people.
So it's a
you don't know what
special.
to say
That
in
just means
normal
it's a
everyday
special
life.
role written specifically for you to act out.
Here's the difference.
And I'm okay with that.
Is so like in LARPing traditionally, when you want to get better at LARPing, you go kill some goblins or whatever. I can't believe we're talking about goblins on this show.
You're the one that brought it up. How do you get better at playing airsoft in a role-playing environment?
I practice and develop my skills.
Right.
You
So
have to
so aiming a
Airsoft weapon.
replica,
Yeah, okay.
A toy.
a toy,
Toy.
right?
A BB gun.
A BB gun. We're going
It
to
says
aim a
this is
BB
not a
gun
toy,
and
right
hit a
on it.
target. We're going to aim one of these airsoft replicas and hit a target. How do you get better at that? Well, you go practice.
Go practice.
In any one of the other live action type scenarios that we just described, how do you get better at swinging the sword? You
get
go
experience.
practice.
No, you get experience points.
You go practice.
No.
There's no experience in SCA.
But even if you do practice, it's pretty simple. When I go out to an airsoft event, I don't play some guy with an alternate identity. I play.
Yeah.
I go as myself.
I'm not Neil
So,
Santos.
so Eric,
I don't go as Badger the Great.
right. But so Eric, why random?
That's a nickname. That was a nickname way before
Okay,
Airsoft.
all
That's a
right.
nickname.
But you use it in airsoft too.
Yeah, because we're not calling up Mario. Yeah, may I please speak to Neil Santos? I mean,
Right.
Everybody
Because
wants
we
to
call
be-
him Abacus.
It's a brevity.
You go to the
Abacus is not a character or a persona.
Nope, just nickname.
Right.
It's just a nickname.
Right.
If you go to-
Abacus, Neil Santos,
Okay.
was a member of CDF at Broken Home 2, and he was a
But you still play yourself.
Yeah, I'm still
he was a
myself.
platoon sergeant.
That's like saying
Right.
just because I
But you're
shoot
not a
hoops-
platoon sergeant.
You're right. That's like saying when I go play basketball, I'm doing NBA LARPing. And I'm not. I'm just doing the activity. I'm doing the activity as Neil
Okay,
Santos.
however,
as
so
opposed to-
you're
I get the
identifying
distinction.
LARPing as an individual personal character. Well, let's say
No,
many-
it's a group activity.
Right,
Because
but-
it takes the group to make it worthwhile.
some of the identifying factors are individual personalities and characters.
Yeah.
but we're also participating in these events that have different labels, different factions, alternate realities,
Right, we got a
fictitious
storyline.
countries. Yeah, storyline.
We got a story. This is entertainment and for fun.
You can't just slap down LARP and,
Yeah.
and apply it to everything, because if that's the case, when you're playing Call of Duty and you're clicking your little buttons, you're actually playing Sergeant Mulholland. So
Well,
you're
that's
actually
not live action
no,
role
no,
play.
but
That's
you're
sit
sitting on
on
a
your ass and
couch.
twiddle
Yeah, but
your
you're
thumbs.
it's still live. It's still happening as it happens.
I'm not
you can't
playing a
just
role.
blanket everything.
That's the
exactly.
I'm not playing a role.
You were playing a platoon sergeant on Memorial Weekend.
That was the activity that I was doing.
Yeah.
Just like if I go to work, my activity is I'm at work. I'm not playing a Wall Street
Okay.
LARP.
So
You're
this
not-
is
you're not
this,
changing
these
your
are these
person.
are the
just because you're getting a rank slapped on you or a position slapped on you, you still are yourself. You're not trying to alter yourself. I unfortunately was talked into going to one of the Amphguard events, which was one of the most horrible experiences of my life. And these guys were unicorns and trolls and some bullshit.
God, we're talking
and then,
about that on this.
Yeah, exactly. And then lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Same stuff. I don't do that. I go out because I want to be myself in an alternate
So wait a
place
minute.
and
Wait a
shoot
minute.
people.
So called effects, right? That didn't work out well for you. You didn't like that.
No, not at all.
You guys have been taken out by an airstrike.
oh,
I agree. That's 22.
See?
Yeah, we don't like that either.
Right, we don't like it.
I'm not happy about
But
it.
what is
or
it?
the term,
it's
you know,
a,
pixie
it's,
dust,
it's
flat
a
tire.
game mechanic
Yeah.
to accomplish something in the game.
But if you break it down to
But
a
it's
base
still
level of people, I am not assuming a role of somebody that I'm not. I'm not playing Joe McKeenan, Special
You're not.
Forces.
He's not. But there are prominent people at these games that are assuming identities.
Yeah, and I tell them they are
People, they're
LARPing.
LARPers.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So
There you
So
go.
what's your
So-
demographic?
so-
like? We
so
could be
is it a-
considered a very small demographic.
when a couple of years ago at a particular national op, our group got smoked by a role player.
I remember him. Yeah.
And he smoked us. He got in close and he popped a grenade. He smoked us.
It happens.
It was a role. It was a live action role playing game.
No. No.
You don't think so?
No.
Are there rules to engage? Yeah. We've got safety rules and we've got combat hit rules.
All right.
We've got rules to interact and take out vehicles. We've got rules for respawn.
I'm not denying that it's not a game.
It's a
They're
live
both
action.
games.
It's a live action deal,
They are
right?
both live action. Where I'm going to draw that line. and
You-
it's
you're
gonna
not a
be
role
fun.
player.
Not a role player.
Because you don't talk to everybody the way you did when you were playing platoon sergeant.
So
Because it's a different role.
if you apply that logic, then you can say when the soldiers go to NTC, they're actually LARPing. I don't buy it.
I mean, I'll accept that there are
Well,
role players.
but they're
But,
getting
but it's a
paid to do
specific
that.
training environment, and yes, they
So
are.
if you were,
accept that
so
they're-
no, you can't say paid, because if they paid me to go to a big event and hang out, and if I was a star or some stuff like those Elite Force Pro guys or whatever, then they aren't LARPing because they're getting paid. I don't agree with that either. I just think that
We're not LARPing. if
Well, I
we're
was just
doing-
talking about soldiers in a training environment. They're getting
yeah.
paid to do
But
that.
they're still out in the field for many days doing exactly
But-
what we do with blanks. There's
So,
no difference.
being as I've attended John Lou games and I've never actually been to Zussman, but at Zussman, their staff are role players.
And they are LARPing,
Now,
which is their
Now,
job.
hang on. Now, you can have LARPers as the players, but you can also have LARPers as part of your in-game mechanism. So you have someone to interact with.
right. So when
And I'll accept that.
when we did the oil field HVT extract,
We had
an
LARper
embedded
HVT.
LARPer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once you start
I'll
engaging
take
on
that.
him on a story level, storyline level,
Yeah.
well, don't you become a role player at that point?
Yeah, I didn't talk to him. It's true. We've got
What level of play do you want? What's enjoyable to you? Level of
That's
the
just
game.
because people don't take things very serious. You know? That's why we're
Because they're
trying
not
to-
actually ending lives.
Yeah, last time we were exactly, and that